Does it say it's recording on your end?
Yes, recording has started. Perfect. Um, all right, we're starting our process recording where Alex is my client and I am the therapist. Um, just like I did with her, we'll be in a private practice setting and she's just coming in for the initial assessment. So, good to meet you, Alex. How are you doing?
Um, I've been better. How are you doing?
I am well, thank you. What brings you into therapy today?
I am struggling hardcore. I am not doing well. Basically, I've had a lot of changes in my life, just within the last couple months. And I have lost my job, and I can't seem to hold a job because I am having horrible sleeping problems that I've never experienced before.
Okay, okay. Um, Lost your job, having some sleep problems that you never experienced before. What Tell me about your sleep. What's going on with your sleep?
So I like no matter what I take melatonin or try to at least because it's like healthy and like a um natural stimulant thing, and it basically doesn't work. I'll stay up for 24 hours and then all of a sudden I'll just have this like random like nap that just hits me, and like wherever I'm at I just like fall and go to sleep.
Mm,
And it's so weird. I've never had it before. And so then I'll have this problem where I fall and like go to sleep, and then I'll miss my alarm for work or whatever responsibilities I have, and it's too late. Like, and it happens like 3 or 4 times a week. So I mean, I can't hold a stable job like that.
yeah. Now you said that this is something that you hadn't dealt with before. How long has this been going on for you? Are we talking weeks, months, years?
I'd say about 4 months total, but like with each month, it's gotten like more prevalent. Like right now, I'd say it's like I said, happening about 3 or 4 times a week, whereas before it was happening about 1 to 2.
Okay,
Um,
so it's getting worse.
it's getting a lot worse, and like I said, I'm like a pretty healthy person. I try to take like melatonin to go to sleep, and it's like it has no effect on me.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so 4 months ago, this is something that really wasn't going on at all in your life, and it went from 1 to 2 weeks or 1 to 2 times a week to now 3 or 4, and you're losing your job as a result of it.
Yes.
Okay, okay. I'm sorry. That's not fun losing your job because of. I mean, this is a rough thing. It's a rough
Thank
thing,
you so
Alex.
much.
So you're taking that melatonin. I'm wondering if in your past, have you ever taken any other medications, anything prescribed for sleep?
No, I never have. I'm not on any medication. I actually really don't go to the doctor very often. That's why I came to you first. Because I
Okay.
kind of, I don't know, maybe they can help, but I don't really know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, fair enough. I'm glad you did. I think a lot of times with what I've seen with sleep disorders, it can be kind of a two-pronged attack. You know, we can have you work with your primary care physician and adjust some medications, maybe try one or two new ones, but then also come in once a week for therapy and where we can work on more of like the behavioral stuff and some cognitive stuff. So it's like that two-pronged approach. So do you
Yeah.
have a primary care physician that you could go see?
I do. I go for like yearly checkups. But so, and I actually think I have one coming up here soon, but maybe I can schedule it for earlier so that I can get in. Because I'll do honestly anything to go to sleep at this point and have a regular life.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I would encourage you to contact him or her, your primary care, and get in touch with them. Um, but here with what you're telling me today, with what you're presenting with, sounds like you have a form of a sleep disorder, um, and there's, I do want to ask too, do you have any significant changes in your life that's happened over maybe the last 4 months that could be affecting this?
So yeah, I actually started working graves at my job about 5 months ago. So then like a month into it is when I started having these problems. And then I so then I also moved houses. I bought a house and everything was going great. And around that time when all that change happened, that's when all of this started to occur. Um,
Okay.
and like I said, I've tried all of the basic remedies and they're just not working.
Yeah, okay, that makes a lot of sense. When people work grave shifts, it disrupts our natural sleep cycle. It can disrupt what it's called our circadian rhythm. And our circadian rhythm is something. It's the rhythm that when we were when we were cavemen, that we would fall asleep when it got dark outside, and we'd wake up with the sun. It's this natural programmed biological thing that, like, when it's dark, our mind actually creates this chemical called melatonin, which you are familiar with. We take extra sometimes to help us sleep, but when it's dark, we produce more. And so when you are awake working at those grave shifts, when your body is naturally telling you you need to be asleep, it can really cause some chemical imbalances. It can cause anxiety, depression. I mean, it can cause all sorts of things. And so getting back to the circadian rhythm, I'm going to go ahead and say if you lost your job working graves, maybe don't get another job working graves.
I think you're totally right. And I was so mad at how they went about firing me. Um, and they just had no empathy for what I was going through. So I think I gotta do some soul searching and find where my path is supposed to go from here.
Of course. Of course. I'd love to support you on that path and on that journey too. And yeah, there's some things that we can look at with those symptoms that you're reporting of, how often, how they're increasing, and how you have those kind of nap attacks, we're going to call it, where you just drop. But maybe we can look at some sleep hygiene things and what you're doing to help yourself prepare for sleep. And coupled with the medication from your primary care, I'm hoping this is something that we can address this type of sleep disorder. So,
Perfect. Thank
do
you
you
so
have
much.
any other? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I said thank you so much.
Of course. Of course. Do you have any other questions for me? Or
Until I see my doctor, should I just like keep doing what I'm doing or because again, I don't have a job. So is there any recommendations you have until next week when I see you?
you know, um, definitely get in touch with your primary care as soon as possible. And for sleep, I think it's really good to get us into a routine. Don't sleep with the TV on. Try some white noise. Maybe there's some really cool meditation apps that do a 10-minute guided meditation to help calm
Sweet.
your heart rate and your breathing. There's some breathing techniques that I can teach you.
Yeah, I have zero routine when I go to sleep. So I think that I'll start by maybe creating one and we'll talk about it next time.
Okay, that's fantastic. Awesome. Thank you, Alex.
Thank you, Russ.
Okay, all right, and scene. So I would diagnose Alex maybe with circadian rhythm sleep disorder, but she's got, based on um, the fact that it's progressed, that it's been going on 4 months, and that it's environmental, I think are all factors in that. So I think as a result of that, addressing some of those environmental factors could be or environmental symptoms would be a good place to start. Um, Looking at some of that behavioral therapy as a treatment for that. Almost, she almost presented with some narcolepsy tendencies as well. One of the criteria must have trouble at least 3 times a week for at least 3 months. She exceeds that at this point, and so, or pretty close to. And so she might have a narcolepsy type disorder. So I would do that provisionally that diagnosis provisionally and maybe kind of dial it in over the next 2 or 3 sessions of exactly what the diagnosis could be. So,
Sweet. Good job, Russ.
okay. And then I think you have to end the recording. Nope, stop recording.